MAYU, the official Vocaloid of Exit Tunes, the publisher of many famous Vocaloid albums as a major label in the industry. Before she was even released, she was hyped up to no end, and thus it came the day she was released, where her fame made a splash in the community because of the primary personality we'll be discussing today. You see, MAYU is officially a Yandere high school student. So we'll ask today, why is MAYU a Yandere? On this episode of According to Demo. Please, forgive my voice. It's kind of hurting right now. I'm sorry, I've been doing a lot of videos. Okay? A yandere is, simply put, a stalker with violent schizophrenia. Whoever their love, which could be anyone or anything, they will do anything to make them theirs alone. Anyone who gets in their way or, God forbid, tries to woo them into developing a crush other than them will eventually become a pile of shredded meat. They are willing to kill anyone to protect their chances of owning this person they love so much. In Japan, yanderes are mainly high school girls who don't know how to act, have some mental disorder, or are mainly from families of intense trauma or being spoiled so rotten, so much that they despise not getting their way. Either case, still a bad way to act, ladies and men and boys. There's some boys out there. And that's what MAYU officially is, a yandere high school student girl. Yes, she is just 15 according to her official design, but I may get into something rather over the top and not okay for moral issues, especially on YouTube, so we're dealing with as well. Yes, so go ahead, discount her age, please, for now. First, I'd like to go into why people are yanderes, and as such, what makes them appealing to the market of Japan. I know I'm tackling that impossible task to decipher Japan's weirdness, but we're going to try anyway. Many of the stalker personalities in almost every stalker is based on the desire and devotion. This, in and of itself, is not a mental disease. You think devotion this sinful enough to be able to kill your senpai in order to keep them to yourself would be considered a mental disease? Well, not really. Across the world's mental health decisions and understanding, just because you have intense desire enough to kill over does not mean anything, because the main reason every single person is capable of this. Everyone! This also includes... So yeah. But there are key similarities in being a yandere and a mental illness known as obsessive-compulsive disorder. Okay, hold on, let me explain. OCD is a spectrum, much like autism. OCD has a number of specific disorders, but the disorder we want to look at is called pure O, or type 1 OCD. Pure O means pure obsessional, and can simply be combined as mental compulsions rather than physical compulsions. The original OCD we think about is on the lesser end, or known as secondary obsessional compulsive disorder. This is officially type 2 OCD, and anyone who has type 2 OCD might not have recurring thoughts of constantly harming people or sexual tendencies. However, pure O is way farther down the line on the spectrum and considered to be more life-threatening than type 2. Pure O comprises hyper-violent, hypersexual, and hyper-guilt thoughts on near-minute basis. It's harsh, and it includes only thoughts, not necessarily actions. It is important to realize that pure O sufferers don't necessarily want to commit violent actions. They just have incessant thoughts about doing it, usually making them second guess how good of a person they are. They see themselves as, if I think one way, then I'm a bad person. which is not necessarily the truth. Just because you have bad thoughts that you don't mean doesn't make you a bad person. It just means you need to see a doctor, preferably a psychiatrist and psychological therapist. Face to face, please. We've been over this with my Better Help talk. Pure O and a yandere have similarities beyond any other mental illness. Obsessive thoughts are just that, obsessive, but very few people actually give in to those desires and thoughts. And even then, OCD is the most prevalent illness in stalking cases. And even then, only 23% of the stalking cases, using over 3 million cases in the UK, were mental illness, OCD being 12% of that 23%. Still following me? But it should be said that only 1 in 17,000 people with OCD actually give in to the obsessions. So don't go thinking that just because you have incessant thoughts of whatever, or anyone you know, that you or they will do something bad. Just make sure to keep on going and know they'll always be forgiven no matter what. Mental health inspiration, yeah. But those that do give in to the dangerous compulsions actually have another brain problem that has a problem controlling impulses. More likely due to the trauma or schizopositive mania symptoms along with panic attacks if they don't give in to the compulsions, and as a combination of mental illnesses, as it were. They can be violent and sexually overboard and can become murderers to people they love the most. In this case, the senpai, or in our case, MAYU's brother. Yes, you heard it right. Some songs about MAYU's yandere nature is tagged incest on VocaDB. So if you listen to some of her songs, she says Oni-chan. Or Big Brother, yeah. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't delve into her school senpai either, or just the influx of death and murderous thoughts she gives into. So as it stands, she's a pretty rounded character comparatively to other yanderes. Most other yandere are only for one person, but while this girl just wants a harem of men that she will kill if they don't come follow her. That's really something I haven't seen before. A Kimidare yandere. That's gotta be Satan incarnate. Younger people who are traumatized by mental illness are susceptible to mania, especially to schizomania and nymphomania. Schizo attacks are deeply scary outbursts of insanity off the scale of anything I've ever seen before. Nymphomania is basically hypersexuality. I truly want to go deeper into this, but, with YouTube's policies, blah, this is too long anyway. People like yanderes because they are undying devotion. But as someone who has friends as women and many different types of people all over the world, I don't think a yandere is my type of person to be around. I don't like tsunderes either. Guess that just makes me a pooper that more into kuderes and danderes and kimideres. You didn't hear me say that. Across most of the fandom, MAYU has been one of the most personality-defined Vocaloid, especially compared to the kudere flower. The according to demo on her will be in the information card. I can't go into much more information because I'm not exactly sure what happened to MAYU for her to be a yandere, but I do know that she is a dangerous yet passionate Vocaloid. Whether a yandere, a gothic schoolgirl, an incest-driven sadist, or even just a faker for fame. Either way, MAYU has caught the Vocaloid fandom at a place of ultimate fame by using the most violent character trope in Japanese culture. I guess devotion and violence really does get your blood pumping. So, at this point, I'll throw the question in your face and ask what you think of MAYU. Is she your yandere dream singer? Does she scare you a bit? Does she just make you say, meh? Tell me how you feel in the comments, and tell me what Vocaloid you want according to demo on next. I'll leave you with what I've said. So, if you want more Vocaloid or gaming content, then press that subscribe button, and if you want to see more of According to Demo, then go ahead and click the like button as well. I think you'll come back. No, you'll come back for some more According to Demo. Catch it next time.